Wall Street Memes Casino,
I'm fine.
and Sportsbook.
This is KUGAN CASSIUS for iFLTV. Kind of delighted to be joined by Johnny Nelson.
That bloody time, Gav.
This is the third time since Friday.
Yeah, you keep skanking me like you got like. I just feel like a cheap ass bag of crisps, man. I feel like anything other than Walker's crisp.
Johnny, don't make me release WhatsApp messages. If I release mine and your WhatsApp messages, yeah, people will know that you've just fucking ignored me.
I've not ignored you. You said, I'll call you, I'll call you, I'll call you. 20 minutes later. Anyway,
how are you?
I'm good, man. I'm tired. I was in London today. Did the gloves off with Wardley and Clark. Should be a good one. A good one, man. And a nice weekend. Boxing was wicked. Well done, Benn. Well done, Josh BUATSI. Well done, Caroline Dubois. You know, they all roll through well. Of course, my little favourite, Francesca Hennessy. Keeping an eye on her. Anamazie, he did his job as well. Bang night. Jamie TKV did his job as well. It was like fun fest all weekend. So I did my due Saturday night. Sunday, sat down, watched the boxing. Blam! On it, G.
So you weren't at the show because you was at the Palace.
I wasn't at the Palace. I was at my yard.
Did you get your OBE? Why weren't you there?
I was at my house. I was at not my house. I was launching my foundation. It's a foundation night, and it was a thank you for the MBE. That's what it was about. Good night, man. Unfortunately, it was on the same night as some amazing boxing, and so therefore I couldn't make it. So I had to come on.
Member of the British Empire.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby.
All jokes aside, congratulations, because
nice one, man.
That is one of the best things that can happen to you. The first thing, if you were involved in entertaining fights, that would have been a better accolade, but it's a good accolade as well.
Why do people have to go low, man? You have to go low and dirty, man. You have to go low and dirty, upsetting people. You have to go low and dirty.
No, all jokes aside, congratulations, Johnny. I saw the pictures from the night. It looked like a great night, so well deserved, my friend.
Nice one. Respect. Big up for that. Thank you.
Okay, let's talk about a chaotic weekend in heavyweight boxing. I mean, I don't even know where to start. Things have kind of happened and moved on and whatever else. We'll start with the fact of February 17th. We're not going to see Tyson Fury take on Alexander Usyk. We are, I'll say hopefully, going to see it on May the 18th. So that situation was very quickly rectified in less than 24 hours. That's got to be positive.
Without a doubt, third time lucky. And so now I can understand the frustration of both Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk. Tyson Fury, obviously, because he wanted to prove a point. He wanted to get this done. Unfortunately, he got caught. Some say it was by an elbow. Some of the fighters said it was a solid shot. That's by the by. I feel for Alexander Usyk. Again, second time around, he's trained. Both fighters have had to spend money in preparation for this, even though they're getting paid ridiculous dough. But as fighters, when you're going through training camp, at this stage of a fight, training camp's hard. It takes a lot out of you. The fight kind of is the straw that breaks the camel's back, but training camp's hard. So it's I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued to see May the 18th, see how what rolls out. I think May the 18th you'll see two different fighters that you would have seen 23rd of December and the 17th of February, because these two fighters now have had to go through training camp, so they'll be fatigued. They've had to go down and go up and to go down and go up. So I gather there's like a £10 million, which is fair dues. Fair dues. That's got to be the case.
We saw an interview on Ariel Helwani's MMA Boxing Hour, which is quite surreal, really, to see Tyson Fury, His Excellency Turkey Al-Sheikh, Aegis Klimas, Usyk's promoter, and also Alexander Usyk himself. That was a bit of a weird situation to see that quite soon after the news on Friday, 24 hours later, airing. We saw like a very bitter and, I'll say a personal, but exchange between Tyson Fury and Aegis Klimas on that, which I'm sure you would have seen. Yeah, what did you think about that, Johnny? It seemed like Fury was really kind of aggravated by some of Aegis's comments.
Well, Aegis and Usyk are obviously frustrated and pissed off. Tyson Fury, he's to blame for the second time. You're going to come out defending yourself as much as you can. And it's a bit hard because, Tyson Fury is the king of trash talk. So when you're to blame for the trash talk and people start making up the same shit you make about other people, then it's a bit hard to swallow. So Tyson give as good as he apparently got from Aegis and Usyk. Usyk actually didn't say anything. He can't be asked, So so I can understand why both parties were reacting the way they were acting, frustration and one, you get beaten, you're going to defend yourself. It's just, this is the part where it's about that more than anything else. Both parties have gone through it, they're pissed off with each other, all these conspiracy theories, and what happens is when they dashed upon you, you're better off having somebody rob you than lie on you. A liar will get you hung. And so when somebody's saying, you fake that cut, you did it yourself, obviously Tyson's going to be pissed. But then you've got to look at the other side. These people, Usyk's trained hard for 2 training camps. Again, the fight's out. So I know where he's coming from. I hear where he's coming from. And so it's just, you can't blame him. It depends on what side of the fence he's on.
Yeah, I mean, the comments Tyson was referring to, obviously, from Aegis were these kind of coward comments, etc. We know Aegis had taken to social media on Friday night and put out some comments. Alex Krasik had comments not in the similar context, but yes, we can kind of agree there that the situation from Usyk's team would have been kind of frustration, etc., etc. But really,
Cougar. Listen, Tyson Fury has said much, much worse to his opponents. So when it's said back to you, you can't throw your toes out the pram. And it's not even as bad as artists that he said to others. So he's defending himself, but he said much, much worse. So he can't make out as though he's really offended and disappointed in what's being said. He says much worse. Remember when he was to box David Haye and he had a cut? The same things he said about David Haye. So he can't, now all of a sudden, reality's kicked in, thinking, why? Some of these things I say hurt. And when you think people believe in the conspiracies and that what's thrown out there, you're going to be pissed off. So now Tyson Fury's in the position he's put a lot of people in. So he can't complain. He's been in Usyk's position, and so therefore now he's in his position. So he's got to understand that's how it is.
I know during the course of this week, before any of this news even came out, you were kind of getting a bit of stick, and I'm not going to say under pressure, Johnny, I'm not going to use that term, but you're getting a bit of stick over comments that you'd made or not made, etc. But just for complete clarity, your stance on Tyson Fury is what? Like, nothing to do with what happened the other day, but just where do you stand with it? Because I see some people going, oh, I know Spencer Fearon had a few words to say the other day, etc. But what is your stance with Tyson Fury?
My stance is I believe Tyson Fury is proven to be the best heavyweight in the world. And I don't understand why people are saying, Johnny, you're hating on him. I'm just speaking my truth. So when I'm getting hijacked by you and Spencer Fearon or Gareth Davis or little comments left, right and centre by people, and they're saying you're out of all, you're a hater, these men should know better. Because they hear the same whispers and to hear the same sources, but they're choosing not to actually acknowledge them for one reason or another. So if Gareth or Spencer or anybody's trying to ingratiate themselves with the Fury camp, it's like you guys doing interviews. You know, if you ask the wrong question, then man aren't going to let you do an interview again. So people are trying to ingratiate themselves with people just for affiliation to see, you know what, give me a piece of that bread. I don't work like that. You say how it is. People respect you telling the truth, speaking the truth. I'm not slagging Tyson down. I'm passing up. Why are you shooting me? Shooting the messenger? Or should I shut my mouth? If you ask me a question, I'm going to give you an answer. Right? So when I'm getting Spencer jump on me, when I'm getting Gareth hijacking an interview saying, why you bad mouthing my mate? I'm like, come on, man. You're big ass grown men. You probably got kids. You know, and you're like, what are you doing? And so I'm just thinking, so I don't bite. Time tells its own story. Hours later, all of a sudden, whoa, you know what I mean? I might be wrong. I could never have predicted Tyson Fury was going to get caught. You know, I'm talking about him having hard sessions and being given his arse in sparring. Right, so all of a sudden, this kind of combined, you think, shit, he must have been struggling a little bit. The shot that I saw, that you saw as well, that some say was the elbow, some will say was the fist, as he walked into the shot, kind of staggered a bit into it. I'm like, whoa, look at it again. I'm just saying what I see. But what's happening is all these people that are trying to jump on a bandwagon because they want to be in favour, all of a sudden now they're thinking, why? They're not saying nothing. All of a sudden they've gone quiet. So I don't feel no way about, and trust me, I know enough people say you're a Fury hater. I'm not a Fury hater. I just say it how it is. And if Fury can throw it out there and say, you're this, you're that, you're a shit, you're this, then people can speak their truth. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Everybody's saying, who's the mole? Who's the mole? I'm like, snitches get stitches. I don't do that sort of stuff. I'm just saying, I'm telling a story. And so when people give me shit, I'm like, nah, you know what? And time told its own story. So all those people that were giving me bullshit, I'm like, all right, now what, I can't hear nothing. Nobody's saying nothing to me. It's not about me. It's about me having the bottle to speak. Me having the bottle to just say, well, actually, it's this. And it doesn't look, at the weekend, Joshua BUATSI boxed Dan Aziz. I like Dan Aziz. I like Joshua BUATSI. My heart, you know, I wanted Dan to win because I loved his journey coming through. I love the hard work he put through. But at the end of the night, when I was asked who I thought would win, I said Joshua BUATSI. I said Joshua BUATSI because I believe Joshua BUATSI win. It didn't mean I disliked Dan, because I like Dan a lot. It doesn't mean just because you favour one over the other, it doesn't mean you dislike like the other one you're not choosing. You're just saying how it is. Why did I say Joshua BUATSI? Because I think Joshua BUATSI's school and his skill and his boxing ability going through would do it for him. The only thing that was lacking is his consistency in his career. So I gave factual information to why I thought that. I wasn't hating on not one over the other. And so when I say about Tyson Fury, all of a sudden, I'm hating. How am I hating? What have I said that is wrong? What have I said that his old brother's not said? Got too many backslappers. What his dad hadn't said. Training camp's rubbish. It's been terrible. His own people have said this. So when I say it, coming from his own people, I'm out of order. And then I'm getting all these people that want to crawl up the backside to say, I'm your mate, I'm your back, let me in your camp, let me be with you, trying to give me shit. And if speaking your truth, I'll stand alone. I'm strong with that. I'm good with that. But man can't run me. And then what happens is, you know, and you know what happens? People try and get personal. You were boring. You were this. I don't give a shit what I was. I was world champion. You know, instead of addressing it, you try and undermine the character. No, I'm a good pundit. I'm an honest pundit. And I say, sometimes I might say some wacky things and get it wrong. But what I'm saying is, when you go out with that childish foolishness, is it this, is that? I don't give a bollocks. I say how it is. And you like it or not, but you respect it eventually.
For the record, I know we have our banter, and I know I say that you were not a very entertaining fighter, but this is all in jest.
I say it.
I personally do not think that you're a hater of Tyson Fury, myself. I don't. I know people on the channel when we've interviewed like the Gareth situation, Spencer, where they've given their opinion. I don't think you are. I was actually going to refer back to the other day. back in Dusseldorf, I think we was at a training camp for Klitschko in Austria.
Mhm.
And there's a video, actually, if people go onto my Instagram, there's a video of you actually backing Tyson Fury. And this was like 8 years ago, 9 years ago when it was. You were the only person I spoke to that felt that Tyson Fury was going to beat Klitschko when no one else really said it. There's a video of you pushing one of them, you know, like the bellboys carry. Do you remember this?
Yeah, I remember.
You're pushing one of them. And we had a little clip on Instagram, and you was actually saying to me, you've got a feeling that Tyson Fury is going to beat Klitschko. The people must have watched that and thought you were mad. This was 8, 9 years ago. I've never thought you were a Tyson Fury hater. I'd say, like I said, I think sometimes people get whoever it may be, and it's not specific to Fury and Fury's team. It's not specific to AJ, anyone. It's just when you say anything nowadays, it does get taken off of you're either for or against. There's no black and white. There's no grey area.
1000%, and that's why if you take the problem is this. This is why people get silenced. They get cancelled. They get cancelled because they're scared to speak, and silence is classed as compliance and all that sort of foolishness. We're talking about the sport of boxing. We're talking about opinions, and people think you must hate one if you choose the other. And Tyson Fury, I was there when he beat Klitschko. I watched him, cheered him hard every single fight he had with Deontay Wilder. But some people, for some reason, people have an edge or hater. No, I'm a truth teller. I'm not going to kiss his ass, but I'm a truth teller. And so when he has a fight, and like the Ngannou fight, and I give him stick for it, I'm saying, yo, you're the best heavyweight fighter in the world. You got slack, you dropped the ball, and you didn't respect the man in front of you, which is why the performance was the way it was. You box him again, you know what to expect. You turn it on, it's day and night. People aren't hearing that. They're just hearing anything that they class as negative. So what I'm saying is, I understand the sheep saying that foolishness, but people in our sport, when they get suckered in by the sheep, I'm like, what? So I just smile. You know, I saw a piece where Frank Warren was told Johnny Nelson XYZ. Instead of Frank breaking it down correctly, he was boring anyway. What does he know? I tell you what I know, Frank. I used to box. I sparred. I've been punched in the face. You haven't. You've never boxed. So don't tell me who can fight, who can't fight, who did what. You're a promoter. You're one of the best promoters. Or we're one of the best promoters in the world. You know, and you were my promoter. And you're great at your job. But please, man, don't try and tell me, well, what's Johnny Nelson know? I know more than you. Who's told him? All right, then. Come on, Frank. You know, and it's the same with Eddie. I don't know, not all of a sudden, the fight's been cancelled. So what I'm saying, I don't mind. Promoters talk promoting, managers talk managing, trainers talk training, fighters talk fighting. I know fight culture. I've been one. Regardless of what caliber of fighter you think I am, it doesn't matter. So when these supposed experts are telling me, Johnny, what do you know? Have a look. I've been a zero turned into a hero. And Frank, you turned me into a hero. But at the time, you had to do your spin and do your job to make sure I got in there and become a world champion, became world champion. So you're saying you were lying then and not lying now? You know what I mean? So if you're going to do shit like that, you can argue and run rings around me when you talk about promoting and managing, because that's what you do. Don't do it with when you get in the ring. What does Johnny Nelson know? He knows more than you once you get in the ring. And that's the same with Eddie. It's the same with all of them. The only people that can confront me about this is people that have gone in the ring. So when I get it from sheeps around there saying, Nelson, what do you know? I just smile. All right, no problem. There's no way in a million years I could have predicted what happened to Tyson Fury. I just told you what I'd heard from more than one source. That was it. I'm not hating on Tyson Fury. You know, I think Tyson Fury, to this point, is the best heavyweight in the world. Johnny, you're arguing with people like Froch and stuff like that. Let people have an opinion, man. What are you doing offering him out to a fight? That's foolishness. You're a big old man. Same age as me, Tarati. What are you doing? Don't be doing that stuff. We understand you're a bad man. Oh, you used to be a bad man. You're an old man like me. What are you doing offering young men out like Carl? I wouldn't even try and fight Carl. Because Carl will twist you up. He'll run rings around you. Don't do that, man. You know, you're better than that. And actually, John, I always say about John, he'll tell the truth. It might be, the delivery might not be great, but he'll tell the truth because he don't want to come across as a mug if he's wrong. You know, and that's why, and that's how I respect it. But what I'm saying is don't get involved in threatening people. That's foolishness. Protect your son. I get it 1000%. But when it gets personal and people get personal about your son, that's when you threaten them. But until then, defend him. Defend him. You defend your son as a boxer, as a fighter, as a champion. If you say something personal about your son, then you say, yo, I'm going to smash your face in. And I get that. I would do that for my kids. But what I'm saying is people need to understand and separate the two. Stop listening to the noise and stop getting twisted up.
Are you pissed off?
I'm not pissed off. I just think, all right. And I knew this was interview. This what this interview was going to be.
It weren't
about.
meant to be like this. I'll be honest with you. It weren't meant to be.
It was.
I swear. Oi. I swear this wasn't how this interview was meant to go. I was meant to get your opinion on the weekend, and that was it.
I'm not pissed off. I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed in people that should know better. I'm disappointed, and I don't get disappointed at people that don't know any better. I just think, all right, cool. And I laugh at that kind of stuff. I'm disappointed at people that should know better. That's what happens. I'm not pissed off. Why would I? If I'm pissed off, it means they evoke some kind of emotion at me. I'm just saying my piece. And it's nice.
Well, listen, you're entitled to say your piece. I know, like I said to you, just from comments this week, or the previous week, sorry, last week, that you were getting a little bit of criticism and stick over whatever. So, yeah, but it weren't my intention to, like, get you talking like you have. I've never actually heard you talk like you have today, to be honest with you. It seemed like, right, I've had enough now. I'm going to tell you exactly how it is. All right, well, look, listen, we know the next, now, 4 months or so, we've got a slight delay in that situation, but we're going to have a lot of ups and downs. We're going to have more people saying this, that, and the other, and it's going to be probably water off a duck's back to you, but it's boxing. It's boxing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's boxing, and that's what I'm saying. The people that should know, come on, man, do your job. The people that don't know, let them don't know. Leave them ignorant. But the people that do know, don't get involved in trying to get yourself a name or trying to ingratiate yourself to say, oh, you know, because people that do know see straight through it.
Last one I want to talk to you about. What have you made of this? Well, say Conor Benn, and well, it looks at the minute like we saw Eubank post something. I'm sure you see it earlier on, a clip from Eddie Hearn's interview from Vegas, where he was quite directing a message to Chris Eubank Jr. It seems like Chris Eubank Jr. is aiming a financial message towards Eddie Hearn, shall we say. We've also seen Tank Davis being very vocal on social media about a potential fight with Conor Benn. We've seen Adrian Broner sliding into Conor Benn's DMs. I mean, I don't know if you watched Conor Benn's win over Dobson from the weekend, but there's a lot of options there for Conor Benn, but I think probably Hearn and Benn are under pressure now to deliver a big fight for him next. Yeah,
so I think the Eubank situation ain't going to happen until Ben's sorted out his business. No matter what is said and what isn't said, because Eubank's thinking, why am I going to get involved and get myself dragged into what's going on with you until you start your business? So they can throw it in the air, and Eddie can try and put public pressure on Eubank to put himself in a situation with his license to get involved in their argument. He won't do it. In regards to the other two, I think Conor's in a great position to get these fights on, and they'll be stateside. I know Eddie wants to bring him back over here because Conor's. Listen, I've always said Conor was one of the most fastest developing fighters I've seen. I've been a fan of his style, a fan of who he is, a fan of his pops. You know, it's unfortunate that this saga has gone on and on and on. Whenever you mention Conor Benn, all you talk, what comes next? The next sentence is the ban. You know, to me, get it dealt with correctly, move on with your career. I understand ways that I understand saying, no, I ain't doing that. But this is all people are talking about. Conor Benn can fight. The kid's fight. He's excited. He's like, this kid can print money left, right, and centre doing what he's doing. You know, but unfortunately, this cloud's there. And it's going to stay there until he moves past it and gets it sorted. As long as he's doing this and, you know, forget the board. I don't know what's happening with the board. As long as that's happening, it's always going to be the second sentence when you talk about Conor Benn. There are fights out there for him. And Conor Benn, like it or not, this young man can fight. He's a born fighter. That's what he does. You know, verbally, physically, mentally, he's a born fighter. I'd like to see him fight. Yeah, I watched his fight on Saturday. You know what, Sunday. I watched his fight. I'm like, oh God. He showed he can box as well as have a fight. He excites me, but he needs to deal with his business correctly. Deal with it correctly and say, you know what? I didn't do shit, but give me this team so I can get on with my career. Because I'm telling you now, when you talk about 80,000 people at Wembley, you get the right fight for Conor Benn. When he's got his box border control license, that'd be nothing. That'll be nothing. I'm telling you. It needs to sort out his business. And it's a shame because people are missing the growth and development of a young man. You know, it's there. The glass is being broken now. The conversation's being had. So no matter how much you deny, that's what people are going to talk about. Conor can fight.
Be interested to see what gets done. I'm hoping to speak to Herm this week, and we'll see where they are realistically with what Conor Benn's next move is. But I'm assuming I'm going to see you next at the Waldley.
Damn right, Chicky. Yeah, you are. You are. Looking forward to it. It's going to be wicked. And you know what? I was with Fraser and Waldley now. And I know Fraser, I've known Fraser from a long time. Fraser's a street boy. And so Fraser don't take no foolishness. And Fabio is cool, he's calm, he's correct. And he's got on the Fraser skin. Oh no, I don't know if he's got on the Fraser skin. I think the fact that he's got where he is, and it's like Fraser's begging him. And Fraser's like, you've had 4 white collar fights. What am I doing begging this boy? Why are people supporting this guy? And so I think that buns Fraser more than Fabio does. And Fabio is constantly testing himself. Everything he does is a bonus. Because you can always say, I've only had 4 white collar fights. I've come through what I've done. You know, if he packed in now, he's achieved much more than anybody expected. But I think that fight, when you're talking about one of those exciting fights that you're going to get ready for, this British title fight, this is one of them. So far each month we've had 2 cracking fights that you think, shit, that would be contender for fight of the year. Those 2 are going to be another contender because they won't be playing tickle wins. They won't try to tickle each other. They want to get stuck in. I think it's going to be a wicked fight.
March 31st at the O2. Press conference on Wednesday this week. So, yeah, I mean, there's obviously strong rumours that Sky will announce a couple of other fights in due course, domestic fights, which, yeah, I mean, a lot of speculation about what they'll be, but I think we'll just wait until they're announced for that. I know you know what they are. But yeah, it's good. We need big domestic fights here in the UK, regardless of what's going on in Saudi Arabia, which is great for the fighters and obviously for the fans that these fights get made. But we can't neglect our UK scene. So we need these kind of fights.
I think Sky, like it or not, regardless where you're looking at, Sky's the biggest and best platform out there. And if it's presented correctly, when they do it good. They do it good. You know what I mean? So they've been around 35 years, man, and the rest, Sky Sports Boxing. So when it's done good, it's done good. No, it's unprecedented, untouched. And so I think this year, 2024, is going to be one of those years where you'll see fights where domestically the UK fans, you know, some fans will get to go there. You can't complain about fights going to Saudi Arabia, but you're still going to watch it on TV. You're going to watch. It's just about getting the fights. And so I think, you know, 2024 on Sky, there's going to be some mad fights to look forward to.
I've only ever questioned Sky's direction towards boxing a few times in the last year, and that's whenever your contract is up for renewal.
Yeah, you don't you don't understand.
That's what I think. Do they know what they're doing?
I've got a job as a cleaner, water boy, tea boy, post boy. You ain't getting rid of me, man. I'm just not leaving the building.
That's why you had to get the MBE, isn't it? Just for one more year.
Wow, that's cold, man. You need to put some clothes on.
I got the MBE. I got the MBE.
You need to put some clothes on. I've been sat here for half an hour talking to your naked self.
You're
and those man
disgusting.
boobs. Get
You
some
are
clothes on,
disgusting.
Dred.
Johnny Nelson, thank you very much. Talk to iFLTV. I hope you didn't. You were raging in there a little bit, Johnny. I ain't gonna lie.
I wasn't raging, Dred. And
No,
you know
but
what?
you was a bit like.
I was down. You know, my mom always said, "Stop! Don't take any foolishness." And it's got to the point where foolishness is like, run. I'm like, what are you people going on about? So this is why I thought, here, have some of this. If you can give it, you got to take it.
Absolutely, I agree.
Never kick a dog when it's sleep, you know. Never kick a dog when it's sleep. Translation is, never kick a dog whilst it's sleeping because it'll wake up and bite your ass.
Rastafari. Big up you, Bank Senior.
Rastafari.
Rastafari. Johnny, thank you very much. Talking to iFLTV. I will see you this week. And then, thank you. Appreciate your time. It's only taken 3 days, but we got here eventually.
Peace.
Thank you very much, Johnny Nelson.
Peace.
Wall Street Memes Casino,
I'm fine.
and Sportsbook.